2 to 3 feet with a downwind period 10 seconds. A light chop on the intracoastal waters. Tonight, east to southeast winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming south after midnight.
30 in the morning, and we didn't sleep great, and we've got to go make our way up from Fort Pierce. Forecast looks good, light winds. High tide's in about half an hour, and we're just going to cross the bar, probably right on the peak of the high, hopefully.
Saturday night,
Wish us luck.
to 20 knots, becoming southwest.
We're out of the inlet. J Baby had a bit of a meltdown and a freak out. It was dark and it was scary and there was lots of current. You couldn't see anything. Beefy did amazing on the helm and now we get to enjoy this. And we also put the main sheet up for the first time. Beef is such a gun. Feelings check?
Okay, feeling good, a little frustrated. I got scolded a few times for being too gung-ho. Dale's freaking out. Just trying to stay calm under pressure.
You can replace me if you want.
No thanks.
This is so intense. It was started out so nice and we were really enjoying ourselves, and right before we got to Port St. Lucie Inlet, which is pretty busy and quite a big shoaling area, and all of a sudden the oil pressure dropped and we could just smell rubber, so we quickly turned the engines off and we had to sail past this buoy. There's one buoy in the ocean around here and I was headed straight forward, and with the current pulling me out I couldn't get out of the way. Beef's down the engine room trying to figure out what's happening. We've got a bit of an oil leak and we can't spend too long because we got to make tracks, otherwise we're going to be out here at night time. Speed over ground 1.6 knots. 1.7. We need to be doing 5. Beef's down there. He thinks he's found possibly where the oil leak is, so he can hear the tools clanging around. Hopefully.
Did I just fix something?
Did you fix it?
I'm not a mechanic, but I'll try my best. Oh, as always, whenever you're not filming, stuff goes haywire. I had this like burning rubbery smoke smell, which I've had before from the engine room. I thought that's not right, and I went down there, opened the door to the engine room, and it was like smoky. Turned the engine off. We were coming up towards a main channel with the current coming out, so we quickly rolled out the Genoa with our 2 knots of breeze just so we could steer the boat. J Baby did a fantastic job, good work. So with that, when the engine smoke came in, J Baby here said the oil pressure's dropped and it went from 60 to like 50, and then I was like, oh, so went down there.
Did I help diagnose?
Yeah, you helped diagnose.
Just drilled into me all morning, so I had been watching it, but the oil pressure, checking the oil pressure and the temperature. I did drill
that into you, and you
it's
did
been
get
drilled,
annoyed with it.
I wasn't annoyed. I know it's important, and it was important, and today it proved itself to be important.
Oil pressure gauge is almost more important than the temperature gauge. If you lose oil pressure, you've got problems. Like the temperature can rise and you may have just something caught in your sea strainer, but when your oil pressure drops, it's usually the cause of something more. So turned the motor off, got down there with a torch and a mirror underneath the motor, and I could see a big black wet spot from where the oil was leaking. So I basically got a rag, cleaned all that up, checked the oil level was good, there was no leaks on the floor, it was only just a couple of drops, but
fish.
What it was, there's an oil seal with about four bolts around it, and basically those bolts had just kind of worked their way loose a little bit, and it was letting a little bit of air into the seal, which caused the oil pressure to drop and also leak a little bit of oil down in front of the main seal there, in front of where the fan
So a lot of smoke from a little bit of oil.
Yeah. Oh, there's little bust ups here. I should have a rod out. Tighten those bolts up. restarted it, and then straight away the oil pressure's come back to where it should be, which is temperature gauge next to it is good as well.
We got to make up a little bit of lost time, but luckily, because we started out so early this morning, we have a bit of time up our sleeve.
I hope so. So keep an eye on your oil pressure gauges, people, and make sure your gauges are working. We've got an alarm, an oil pressure alarm, but it didn't go off. I think it didn't drop bad enough for it to go off.
We caught it early.
We caught it early, but yeah. There's always something to go wrong on a boat.
But actually you couldn't miss it. It's maybe the biggest boat we've ever seen. This is a crazy channel. Water's gushing. There's super yachts.
Private boat for sure.
It is crazy.
Thunderstorms, so severe weather out ahead of this classic winter storm system.
We're battening down the hatches and we're just going to brace and ride the next 24 hours out. We got some pretty extreme winds. It's a low pressure system pushing across Texas and sort of the southern middle US pushing north, so yeah, just listen to the weather updates now. Have a listen to this.
Hazardous marine conditions over all local waters Sunday and Monday. The primary threat is lightning. Wind, a few strong thunderstorms with wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour can't be ruled out late tonight over Gulf waters and areas.
Pretty windy up here. Just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of what it's like out here for us at the moment. This is the worst of the front, and it'll start slowly backing off throughout the night. So I'm still in my pajamas because frankly, why not? And in a few days, we'll be at it again. So it's doing the same thing, this circular wind pattern. Last night we had it coming straight up the channel. Then it's shifting out to the west, and then it'll be shifting north, and then coming right back around in a few days' time. It'll be doing it again. Yeah. Watch this. No butter.
Love it. Sorry, a little fresh bread. Crusty, fresh bread. This sort of bread's a little bit like me. It's hard on the outside, but soft on the inside.
Friends Dev and Ev have just arrived, our buddy boat, Revery, and we're so excited. We've missed them by 10 minutes, which sucks, but we've got beers and stuff to make them Mexican because they've had a bit of a hairy day, so kick it up a notch. You made it! Woo! Hi, Sadie!
Good to see you.
Oh, that was the cutest! I just got that.
Give you a hug and a kiss, but it was. I was. Cheers!
Yay! Our buddy boat!
Cheers!
Woo! We're so happy you're here. We'll see you soon. Revery, you sexy beast.
Why did the motor just smoke like that?
Oh my god, I don't know. It's happening. We are leaving tonight, so we've just spent $600 US on provisions at Publix, and I'm desperately trying to pack this in the humidity before everything goes off, and in a place where we're gonna know where it is, and so that we can store it and so that we can find it when we want it. But yeah, it's crazy. I'll have to fill you in on what happened the last couple of days. It's been a bit nuts around here.
Yingling Traditional Lager, Michelob Ultra, not a bad drop for a mid-strength. Budweiser, which no one over here likes. I reckon it's cat's piss, but I don't mind it. It's super cheap to keep buying it. Can't help myself. So cheap. It's like half the price of what it is in Australia. And green beans, chickpeas, everything. Little tip for a sailboat: if you're going to put cans in the bilge, make sure you write what it is on top, because the labels come off down there, and then you won't know what's going on.
From epic sunny day, hatches open, drying everything, trying to dry everything before we left, to this. Not ideal. And I'm not a super happy camper right now. It doesn't really give you much confidence when you get these crazy, unpredicted weather systems coming through. It doesn't give you confidence in the weather forecasting, which is what we're relying on for tomorrow. So everything's wet. I don't really know what to do with it. We've got about 10 cases of beer. I don't have room to store. We've provisioned we probably don't need to buy anything except veggies for the next 24 months, 2 years. But Beef told me that the weather window looked good to cross the Gulf. We've been waiting for 2 weeks in this anchorage, which has been fine, but it's not what we're here for.
They're the only days.
He said the weather window looked good to cross the Gulf at night on Saturday night at midnight, and I was like, it just rocked my world. I was so upset. I cried. I gave him the silent treatment. I got angry. Finally, I got mean, and it just escalated. Finally, we talked to Dr. Jim, the previous owner. He said all of his 20 crossings had been at night, actually. So I thought we were being pretty gung-ho, trying to leave the inlet on low tide, which is not ideal. But it is a deep inlet. Anyways, turns out there's a lot of people sitting at this anchorage waiting for this weather window as well. So apologies to Beef. It was a pretty hectic day. I think everything just came to a head and got the best of us, got the best of me, and yeah, I'm scared shitless. The Gulf stream is something to be reckoned with. We've been sitting here for 2 weeks with no weather window. This time of year, there's just front after front after front. Everywhere else in the US is copping snow and minus 70 degrees, and it's bone chilling, and here we're getting rain and wind and rain and wind and swell. It's just crazy. So anyways, just thought I'd fill you in. It wouldn't have been a complete story if I hadn't been totally honest and fully disclosed what was going on in our world. So it's definitely not, sunshine and dinghy rides and surfing beaches and stuff, and it's not poor ass, but this is the reality of what's going on. We've done our work. We're waiting for our weather window. We might not get another one for another week, so don't know.
Thanks for watching, Mad Dogs. Catch you later. Next time, come in and join us as we carry on our adventures. Yoo-hoo!
Cross the infamous Gulf Stream.
We're doing this.
See you next week. Bye, legends.